Hello, my name is Mrs. Christine Filipek, and this year I'll be teaching several science classes at Big River Academy. One of the classes I'll be teaching is astronomy. So let me share a few things with you. This astronomy class is for high school, but if you have a middle school student who loves space, this might be a great class for them. There's no math involved, so you can do this one very easily. So let's take a look at something that's new in the nighttime sky right now. Maybe you have heard of a comet called Neowise. Now, this is visible in the nighttime sky for us right now until about the end of July. So you just have a couple days to actually view this before it starts heading in the other direction out of our solar system. And it will not be back around for another 6,800 years. And I most likely will not be around to view it then. So I've been really excited about this because you can go out and you can actually see this without the aid of a telescope or binoculars. And if you have those, it will help. I would suggest getting them adjusted during the daytime before you go out at night to make this a little bit easier. Now, a comet is like a giant, dirty snowball. In fact, Neowise is about 30 miles in diameter, and it is so bright that you would think that it was huge, and it really isn't that big, but because of the distance it is from the Earth right now, we can actually see it. Now, if you take a look at it very closely, you will see two tails. Now, this is an actual picture of Comet Neowise. As a comet gets close enough to the sun, about the same distance as the Earth is from the sun, it will start to warm up and the ice starts to melt. Now, the ice is frozen gases. That's going to go off in one direction. You can see this lighter cloud here that's almost blue. And then the dust and debris is going to float off. It's going to be a heavier cloud and it's going to go off in a different direction. And these are the two tails that we see off the end of those, and they can be very bright. And sometimes we're going to see comets that are different colors. This one happens to be blue. It all depends on the gases that are frozen on this comet, and that will give us the color that we will see for the different comets. We can learn more about that in astronomy class. Now, its actual name is C2023F Neowise, and we come up with that name because C stands for comet, and 2020 is the year that it was found. Now, Neowise is the name of the telescope that actually found our comet, and it was found on March 24th. So March is the 3 there. It's the third month. And E would be the first half of the month, and F is for the last half of the month. And since it was found the 24th, we say that was the last half of the month. So a lot of astronomers have been looking at this comet now for the past couple months, and we just have a short time before it's going to be leaving and going off away from our sun, and it's going to be on the other side of the sun here soon, so we won't be able to see it anymore. So this is another photograph of this comet. It is just gorgeous. Now, the telescope that actually saw this is a wide field infrared survey telescope that was sent out by NASA in December of 2009. And since then, it's been sending us all sorts of information about things in space. And it just happened to catch this comet. And we are constantly getting information in, photographs and different types of information from these telescopes. And we have people who are constantly looking at that and sending out this information to other people around the world. So it's really exciting. This is why there's so much that we're learning nowadays in the field of astronomy. So take a look at this. This is the path that Neowise is taking right now. And when we get to the end of this month, it's going to be on the other side of the sun. So it's not going to be visible. This is why you really need to get out within the next few days and really take a trip, whether it's in your backyard or maybe take a drive down the road where you can actually see this. And when you take a look at Neowise, first of all, you want to know your directions before you head on out. You're going to look into the north, and then you're going to look to the west a little bit. Now, Neowise is visible during the evening, about an hour after sunset, or if you are a morning person, which I am not, you can get up about an hour before sunrise and see it in the northeast. So you're going to go just the opposite direction in the morning. So if you take a look at night, what I would tell my students to do is if you hold your arm straight out and you'd make like a giant Y with your little finger and your thumb, stick it out, little finger should be pointing to the basically the horizon right on the earth, and then your thumb should be straight up. And this is about how high neowise will be up in the nighttime sky. So if you take a look and hold your finger out, you should see this will be about the height it's going to be when you're looking out at the nighttime sky. And then you're going to be going to the west. Now, if you look up in the nighttime sky and see the Big Dipper, and you look at the very bottom of the dipper and you go about straight down, this is about where it is right now. And then further off as we go in the month, it's going to go further and further west, but it's still going to be very low in the nighttime sky. So look for it right about there. That'll help you see it. And you need to also get your eyes adapted to the dark. So you want to go outside and spend at least 4 minutes allowing your eyes to get adjusted. The longer you're out without any bright lights, the easier it will be for you to see. So after about 30 minutes, that's about the ultimate or optimum time that you're out, that your eyes will be adjusted to the nighttime sky. So you don't want to have any bright lights, no flashlights, no lights from like the inside of a house or a headlight, or, if I live out in the country, so our barn lights, no, no cell phones, don't look at that trying to find something, because that will ruin your dark adaptation. You also want to get away from any light pollution. So the further away you are from the city, the better it will be for you to view this. So I just happen to be living in an area where it's in number 1, which is an excellent dark sky. And I live near a dark sky preserve. So this is a great place for me to go out. I can actually walk right outside and I can see thousands upon thousands of stars immediately. And if you're in the inner city, you might only see a couple of the bright stars. This is also a really great time right now because the moon has been waning, so it's not very bright at night, and it's not going to cause any more light pollution, because the moon can also hinder our view of the nighttime sky. Well, I hope that you've kind of enjoyed learning about a few things here about Comet Neowise, and I hope that you'll take a few minutes to get out here. And we've got just a few more days to the end of the month to be able to view this, and then we won't be able to see this again for about another 6,800 years. So get out there and take a look at this, enjoy it, and I hope that you might get a little excited about astronomy and might want to join my class. Hope to see you this fall.